My recruiting before Brokerkit was insane. I would literally have to start my day by right-clicking 52 names, opening up 52 additional tabs, and I would go through each one of them. So it was a headache and a half. In addition to that, every communication that I had with a potential recruit had to be I had to duplicate the entry into the database or the CRM that I was using at the time. And the reality is I ended up just not doing it very often. So my record keeping was pretty poor because I like to go fast, like a lot of team leaders out there. It was just insane. So I guess what you can say is my recruiting was a lot more admin and duplicating my data. So I have been on the growth side and recruiting side as a team leader for just over 2 years. So 2017, we grossed 199 agents. Our net was, I believe, 46. Don't hold me to that number. And then the last month, we grossed 18, and our net, I believe, was 7. The challenge really is all about following up and maintaining a solid pipeline and knowing where everyone's at in the pipeline at any given time, and really doing just what we do in real estate, which is running the market center, and then also in our real estate businesses, which is the 15th protocol, which means, are we at or halfway to our goal by the 15th of the month, and having clarity around who's closest to the finish line to help them get over the finish line as far as recruiting. And that's the difference between us hitting our gross number or not. I use Brokerkit as the primary tool for everything that I do in my day. From who I need to meet with, meaning managing my calendar and answering my one thing question, right? And in addition to that, the other thing that I use it for is constantly maintaining my database. So looking at pipeline reports, doing those things and finding out, again, what my 20% is and am I actually functioning within my 20%. Now, lead generating, getting people across the finish line, setting appointments, closing during those appointments, all part of my 20%. And then in addition, what I use Brokerkit for is to make sure that even within my 20%, I'm still functioning within that additional 20%, meaning, of all the people that I can call today, who are the people that I actually need to focus on, such that by focusing on them makes everything easier or unnecessary. Now, I'm a big believer in something called the myth of multitasking. I don't believe in multitasking. It doesn't actually exist. It's called task switching, if anything, if you've ever read the one thing. I trust that everyone that's watching this video has some familiarity with that. And so task switching is the same thing as when you have to click through 3 different tabs and then you get stuck on that second tab, even though it's not the tab you meant to go to. So the reason I enjoy Brokerkit, and the tip I would say is make sure that when you're functioning within your 20% and with even in the 20% of that 20%, that you are in an all-inclusive platform. Every time we have an interaction with somebody, we have a non-negotiable standard as part of our staff to enter that communication or that interaction into Brokerkit on the back end. And what that really allows us to do is get a comprehensive look at the agent and their communication with everybody on staff, or all the leadership, I should say. And that allows us to really get a quick view of what's going on and where that agent's at. We can speak to them in a much more personable way, and then also be aware of things that are going on, whether it's something that we should help them celebrate, like a closing, hitting their cap, anything else that's going on in their life that we can take note of, or looking for something to avoid, maybe a particular topic that we shouldn't revisit with them. Maybe we need to redirect them back to the broker. And in addition, this happens a lot. He said, she said. Mom said no, dad says yes, right? That happens a lot in the real estate world. So being able to have these notes inside of one platform, it allows us to have a seamless and, I guess, unified response and front for the agents. And ultimately, the agent wins because we have world-class customer service based around that. Brokerkit is built specifically for this role. Others they've done their best to try to create something that they already have and make it work in the world of team leader recruiting, or even just recruiting for your brokerage in general. So it's like if you bought a suit off the rack versus buying a custom-made suit, right? One's just going to fit way better.